What's going on, everybody? I kind of want to bring you this video because it's like something that's near and dear to my heart. Growing up, I grew up the son of a radio talk show host in Boston. He was a conservative radio talk show host. He believed in this country, he believed in the Constitution, and believed in the freedom of speech. And he was very much the most masculine person that I've ever met in my entire life. And I don't mean that in a bad way. He was a protector. He stood up for. He had the courage to speak up when things were wrong. Stood up for the right causes. Very honorable human being. He's a legend in more than one way. All right, I'll leave it at that. Now, leading up, going into 2015, we had been very dejected for years. We're very much capitalists in my family. We very much believe in the Constitution, and we believe that that is, you know, the playbook against tyranny. All right, and so while I was watching last night, Tulsi Gabbard on Tucker Carlson, they brought up a couple of very valid points about how she was the face of the Democratic Party from the moment that she got in there. She was hailed by Obama and the rest of them, how she was the greatest thing. She was instantly endorsed by Obama, and I think it was 2015, for President of the United States. With all these things being said, Tulsi learned the hard way what we were all gonna learn with Donald Trump. See, when Donald Trump was finally elected, you had him running on lock her up, you know, drain the swamp, do all these things. And, you know, we had them right in the position. We had the House, we had the Senate, we had, you know, the president. And we had the president that was actually for the people. Now, lead up to before you voted for him, in order to vote for him and cast your support, you pretty much became a pile of what was called the silent majority. And why is this important? In order to vote for him, you had to believe the lies about him were lies, and you couldn't defend yourself. So when somebody lies about you and they say, all right, well, defend yourself against it. Well, it's a lie in the first place. So talking about it is almost the most lunatic thing that a person can do. I don't even know if I'm using the right word, but besides the point, I'm not going to waste any time on that. But my point is what we learned in that moment was cancel culture, smearing people's reputation and name. If they don't necessarily agree with you, you're going to run their name right through the mud. And Tulsi Gabbard, the reason why she went from being the shining star in the Democratic Party to absolutely nothing. I mean, she was in the military, she served overseas, she's well-spoken, she's beautiful, she's young, she's not afraid to say it, and she delivers it very well. She's just promoted in the National Guard to a major position from captain. These are all amazing things. There's no way in hell that she shouldn't be the face of their party. But yet she walked away yesterday. And what she learned in 2016 was even you can be canceled. Don't speak against the world agenda. Now, the world agenda is slowly falling into place. And what my point is next is there's only one way that it can really be stopped. And that's with masculinity being taken back by the men. So many guys out there are going through the exact same problems. I see it with my friends. I see it with people I know. I see it with coworkers. And they are constantly belittling themselves because of a lack of value that they see in themselves. I mean, a lot of these guys, they just need to get laid, but whoever. But what my point is with masculinity being under attack the way that it has been, there's only one way for, honestly, this country to come back together is for men to step up for themselves, stand up and actually say what they mean and what it means to be righteous. You know, virtue signaling all the time ends up leading to people being a little bit more quiet and being less confident. And when you're never right about anything, you start to put your tail between your legs. And that gets to my point about the whole silent majority. Even when you were right about something, you knew something was right, and that's what you were standing up for, and you were going to stand up for it no matter what, you were afraid to talk about it. All right, because our freedom of speech isn't exactly that anymore. If we aren't free to say whatever we want, like say about this conversation, let's just say this whole video gets blocked. If we're not free to say these things, we are not living in a free country. The other side hates freedom. The only way that you can take away our freedom is if you take away masculinity. Remember that. There's a reason why they want to take our guns. There's a reason why you have this body positivity movement where they say, oh, well, listen, it's okay to be fat, embrace yourself, this, that, and that. That's bullshit. You're going to live less time. You're not going to do everything that it takes to fucking get yourself in as good a shape so you can provide for your family as long as possible. Then you're being selfish. That's why we put the Ken doll looking people on the Sports Illustrated. That's why the Barbie dolls are on the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. There's a reason for that. It gives you an ideal. It gives you an idea that you can reach. I'm going to sign out on that. Just keep these things in mind. Masculinity needs to be taken back. Stop being so fucking agreeable with everybody. Peace out, y'all.